I sent it to Charlie Hunnam from, people remember him from Sons of Anarchy. And
yeah, of course.
But Charlie's one of my dearest friends, and he was actually very involved in when we were putting the film together. You know, he was in tears on a flight when he read it.
Again, trailer dropped yesterday, About Us. So do you want to tell people what it's about? Because I mean, I've got a sentence, but I mean, I don't know. It feels weird if I sort of say what it's about, because I only know what I've read, the one sentence pitch, which sounds intriguing. So I'm gonna let you tell me what it's about, because also, you know, I'd be an idiot not to. You wrote it. This is not your first screenplay. I'm taking it. When did you start writing, first of all?
I started writing years and years ago. And my first film, I mean, it's funny that you talked about Lock, Stock. Like a lot of the producers, like I think Chris Evans, remember the DJ Chris Evans? I'm sure he's still around. But
yes,
he had a production company, and they were doing the Lock, Stock TV show. And I'd written a film that they had got hold of, and almost got into production and then just never did. But again, I think I was just too young and not quite sure of how it was done. So, you know, I've been dabbling in writing for many years. And then in the States, I've actually sold 3 TV shows to the networks out there, although none have been produced as of yet. But, you know, had them optioned and got them in, you know, one at ABC, one at Warner Brothers, one at Wonderland Sound and Vision. So, you know, yeah.
So are they still bubbling away out there then?
One of them came back, 2 are bubbling away, but, you know, we'll probably end up tweaking them. And, you know, writing's a strange thing. You grow with it, you know. Over the years, I'll go back and I'll look at some stuff and go, that needs a little work there, Roscoe. Maybe you pulled the trigger too quickly there, son.
Yeah, but you got to get it out there, right? Because, sure, you know, you can... Yeah, I've done a little bit of writing myself, so like you can, I mean, you can get lost in all the
pointless sitting in a drawer.
Advice.
I mean,
right, exactly.
You know, all I would say to anyone out there is just force yourself to do it and get it finished.
Yeah,
leaving an unfinished screenplay is pointless.
Yeah.
So I've been dabbling in it for a while and had reasonable success, and so I wrote About Us for many reasons, really, but it's. And this is what's interesting. Like my fan base, I've explained to them. I mean, I've done a lot of romantic comedies before, and I don't always play the bad guy. You know, I do the romantic lead sometimes here and there. But About Us is a drama, and you know, there's no car chases, there's no guns, there's none of that. But it's an ode to cinema for me, and our director, who's one of my best friends, Stefan Schwartz, and Stefan and I have done. I think I've done more television, more episodic television with Stefan than any other director. I mean, I think we've done probably about 15 hours of TV together.
Wow. I know that you did Fear the Walking Dead together. That was one of the things you worked on together, right?
Fear the Walking Dead. We did a ton of episodes of Crash, White Collar, Luther. We've just finished this Apple TV show called, I think it's called Suspicion at this point. That Stefan and Chris Long, two directors, but yeah, Steph's like one of my dearest friends, and we collaborate very well together. And so we had been talking about making a small, intimate film that was based in a reality that both men and women could watch and perhaps gain something from, or recognize something from themselves with it. Right? Mm-hmm. That was the original idea. We wanted to keep it small. We wanted to keep it intimate. My whole MO was like, I want to do a film where there's only 3 characters. And could I do it? And so we were originally going to shoot in Provence, which is where he lives in south of France. But as time went on, and as I started to develop the idea for the script, once I had the basis of the story, I wrote it relatively quickly, and I asked people to go easy with me here. You know, I'm a spiritual guy, and I really do believe that sometimes ideas, intuitiveness comes from somewhere. And sometimes you're sort of struck with a little bit of a lightning bolt, and you sort of react to that. And the next thing you know, something is flowing through you, whether that's writing a song, whether that's singing a song, whether that's painting, whether that's playing football, whatever that is. And so once I had like the idea of the movie, and especially where it was how it was gonna end, once I knew that, it just went off in my head and words flowed. You know, I can't explain it. I sat there and I typed sentences that I've never uttered.
So how long was the process then? How long did you actually write?
Well, for the writing from start to finish, script wise, it probably a couple of months. Wasn't long. Wasn't long.
Okay.
But
wow.
Throughout the whole period, probably about a year of thinking about it, getting a little bit here and there, less than a year. But you know, the actual process of writing came pretty quick. And we just knew from reading it, we went, this is really special. Like it's a really special feeling. And so we tested it out and we sent it to a few friends of ours, but I on purpose sent it to friends of mine that probably weren't your atypical audience for a film that's based in, I use the word romance lightly. It's not like, you know, it's about life, and it's about some people understand it and some people don't understand it. But people will recognize something from. I think my dog's trying to get in. That's through the door that's open.
That's fun. I'm a dog owner. I can handle a dog. Yeah. What is he?
This is Easy, and it's a she. But there she is.
Hello. Oh, she's lovely.
She's obviously missing me, so she wanted to come in and sit down. And so about us, we started sending it out, and I sent it to a lot of my tough New York friends. I sent it to, you know, I'll name drop. You know, I sent it to Charlie Hunnam, from people remember him from Sons of Anarchy, and
yeah, of course.
But Charlie's one of my dearest friends, and he was actually very involved in when we were putting the film together. You know, he was in tears on a flight when he read it. My buddies from Banner Brothers, you know, Jimmy Matteo, Frank John Hughes, two tough Bronx kids, you know, both had that same effect. Like it was affecting men in a way that they were like, oh, I see it. I see my wife in this role, but I also see myself in her a little bit. And and so then I started handing it out to female friends who were all coming back with the same reaction, saying, I've said that to my husband, or that's happened from, and not just the guy and the girl, like they were recognizing themselves in my character and recognizing themselves in the female characters.
That's so weird, because I mean, I've only seen the trailer so far. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to watch the movie yet, but I watched the trailer and I immediately had that reaction. There's a bit in the trailer where your character goes, I think your wife, or you, but just, I don't think we've said what it's about. It's a couple who've gone back to where they spent their honeymoon 8 years after their honeymoon to try and fix their marriage, which is going through a tough time. But the bit that struck me was where she's saying, maybe we should talk about this, you know, what, you know, and your character goes, why don't you bottle it up? It works for me. It's what I do. And I'm like, oh, that's what I've said those words. I've gone, we don't need to talk about it because I don't need to talk about it because I just bottle it up. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's that whole thing. It's like, you know, men, we tend to go, we don't need to talk about everything. We don't need to talk about every feeling because everyone has feelings. And, you know, a lot of this has come from my own life. You know, a lot of it's come from relationships I've been in. It's also come from relationships I've witnessed other people have. And so it is that thing where we all look at a part of ourselves. And that's really, yeah, I mean, look, even the one-liner that you've said, it's a married couple that are going through a breakup essentially. And have decided to take one last ditch effort to go back and revisit their honeymoon, their area. Sorry, it's my father coughing now. I mean,
it's all right, man.
The noise we have going on. This is what happened. So it's about them going back to revisit their honeymoon that they took in Italy. And so it's his beautiful love letter to Italy, but it's also a beautiful love letter to, and it's not just relationships, because I know that can go, I'm not watching a film about relationships. It's about the human experience, and whether that's heartbreak or arguments or banging your head against the wall, truth start getting revealed within the story, where you start to realize actually where they went off the rails. And it's not just it's a couple breaking up. There's a lot of deeper meaning in there. And so anybody who's experienced any you know, true heartbreak, not just romantic heartbreak, but in life, loss, love, whatever it is, it's all in there. And so, I'm just imploring people to, like I said, it is a throwback to the movies that I've always wanted to make, which take a little bit of time. It doesn't, you're not in it straight away. You got to give it a good 20 minutes to sort of feel, okay, why am I watching them? Why? And all I say is stick with it. And the payoff across the board from all our test screenings, and I say this with love in my heart and complete humility, everybody's affected by the film, and they come out afterwards and are just, and it's not just a tearjerker, which it is. There's a lot of emotion in there, but everybody comes out just going, I had agents in Hollywood who saw it, who left work, and more than one person left the agency during the day when they screened it to go home and kiss their wife. Like literally, like said, I've got to go home and just tell my wife I love her.
Wow.
And so it's got that thing of this. It's a lovely story that just came from somewhere that we're not sure of. But it really plays. It's beautifully shot. Our DP is this Italian genius. And
yeah,
so
I was going to say Italy must be very happy because it looks gorgeous.
it's stunning. And look, a lot of that is we had to fight for that because, you tend to go, it's a very small budget as well. And so you'll be surprised. I mean, when you watch it, it looks like a $10 million film. I've got a lot of friends I'm really grateful for that helped out in many, many ways because they believed in the project. And we had to fight for certain locations because, the budget stretches a certain way. And they're like, oh, just shoot in the producer's swimming pool. And we're like, yeah, no, let's go find what we need to find and we'll figure it out. And we did. And we're ecstatic. So it actually comes out in the US on Friday. I was led to believe we were going to do the UK premiere at the same time, which we're now not. I think it's a month later. So,
okay. Okay, I won't tell people. I was going to tell everyone it's out next week, but it's not.
Well,
so
you still can because it's going to be on all those platforms. So if they have access to the American version of those platforms,
right.
It's in the cinemas in the US as well. We've got 10 cities, which is, sort of a vanity thing, but it's so fortunate that it gets to be seen in the theater. But it's one of those things I would implore, wives to make your husbands watch, fellas, take your girlfriends to. It's a real eye opener for couple therapy in a way.
It does. The trailer does a really good job of making it a very intriguing premise to sort of find out exactly what's going on. And like you say, it's a triple header. There's just the three of you in this. There's Alison Miller, Alessandra Mastronardi, and yourself.
That's right. It's just the three of us. And it's just an ode to old-fashioned filmmaking, but it has a lot of heart. It has a lot of heart, and it's we're excited. We're excited to show the world because it's been, look, we're also in this age where the Avengers take over the movie space, and so what we're hoping for is just that word of mouth because we have our distribution arm, so it's all up and it's all ready and it's all going to go out there. But we hope people are enticed to click on the button and buy the film. The only way we get to make these movies is if people watch them. And so we hope that people will watch them, have a reaction to it, and hopefully go out there and tell everybody. And it's funny you talked about the trailer because it was so tricky because once you see the movie, you'll understand why I say that. It was tricky to be able to show a trailer that's given you enough. Yeah. Because there's so many little revelations throughout the film that if we put them in the trailer, it would give the movie away. And so it's like we had to find a real balance of going, okay, let's make this at least be enough to entice you to go, I'm interested. And
as a trailer fan, you see, I have friends who will not watch trailers, which I really respect. I think it's a fantastic way to go into a film cold without having seen a trailer. I can't do it. I'm a trailer addict. Like I will watch the trailer, but I got that vibe from it. It leans ever so close to a reveal, but it does that smart thing that the best trailers do, which is you go, no, I don't know. Because too many, I mean, as I'm sure you've encountered over your career, there is a thinking that people have actually said this. People at studios have actually gone, people will not go and see a movie if they don't know what's going to happen in the movie. So we have to tell them what's going to happen in the trailer.
My God. I mean, honestly, it's a constant battle. You're right, that we have even with scripts, and you know, TV's slightly worse. You know, you have to over explain everything, and you're like, God, it would just be great if we trusted the audience are smarter than you guys think. You know, people
Yeah.
like to sort of know, oh, okay, I can figure this out. But yeah, I would love to talk more once the movie's out, because I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's one of those films that it's funny. I've had people at screenings kind of say, you know, at the end there's a silence. People have a reaction to it one way or the other, and we'll say, you know, is there any questions? Is there anything that we could maybe fix to be clearer, or whatever? And a lot of people have sort of turned around and said, I had all these questions in my head going, well, hold on, yeah, and then by the end, it was all answered. So it's like, it's great to sort of know that there's a journey that it takes you on. It's not just simply we're watching two people talk about their marriage, because obviously that's going to be a boring film. You know, it's two people taking the journey and, you know, unraveling what's transpired in their lives. Yeah.
That's what you want